What are your memories of Elizabeth? She was your announcer.
Oh, yes.
How did she come out? She come about? Who founded her?
Oh,
she was going out with somebody first, right?
No.
No, okay.
Well, I don't know her past. I don't want to dig that up out of the trenches, But let's see. I met her as she was in Sinte Sports Center in Lexington, Kentucky, where the boys worked out.
Right.
And she was behind the booth. And, when you checked in, she could give you the towels, and I thought she was gorgeous. And Randy asked her out, and the Macho Man got a date with Elizabeth, and that's how it started. Now, they were married about, I don't know, December 31st, 1984.
Okay.
And then Randy got a break in New York in June, 15th, 1985. So he's already married about 6 months. And now, led down the aisle by his manager, Elizabeth. Bum, 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 dun, 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 bum, bum. Howard Finkel was phenomenal. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you about her, and she was never really. Was she a fan of the business, or was it something that?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, you guys basically just taught her the business, and Randy put her.
Yeah.
Now we talked about Elizabeth, and she came in with Randy into the WWF at the time. Was that something that she wanted to do, or is it something that Randy wanted her to be with him while he was on the road?
Yes and yes and yes.
Okay.
She wanted to do it. Randy wanted her to do it. It was a great thing and a great time.
No, we've done interviews with so many people in the business, and I'd say 90% have talked about Randy being overprotective towards Elizabeth. I mean, we've heard stories about, I guess when they were in Poughkeepsie and other places, that he would be really overprotective of her and like put her in closets and stuff like that, and lock the door and make sure none of the boys got near her and stuff like that. I mean, what are your thoughts on all that?
My thoughts on that.
And did you see it?
Overprotective as opposed to underprotective. I'd say the greater sin is underprotective. Okay, was she locked into a closet? Absolutely not. She was in her own dressing room.
Right.
So she didn't have to walk around with her bra and panties. I don't see what's the big deal.
Right.
You see, the wrestlers are a bunch of baboons anyway. I mean, what are they, Boy Scouts that grew up and say, we're going to be wrestlers? No. Okay, look, she was not locked in the closet. Randy was very protective of her. She might be, if she were still with Randy, she might be alive today, because evidently other people were not as protective of her. Right. So when she got her freedom, which she earned through divorce, she became underprotected and fell by the waysides. So no, she was not locked in a closet. She was in her own dressing room.
Right.
How is being in your own dressing room locked in a closet? All the wrestlers that have testified that, name names. I bet you, I'll just take a guess that the sum total of their net worth is negative millions. And they're motivated by talking about Randy as a jealous person. Randy is healthy, wealthy, and wise, and like dandruff on his shoulders, so just flick it off.
Right.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you get the point?
Yeah.
Okay. Elizabeth was handled very well by Randy. I'm a divorced man. Divorce is an epidemic, because more than 50% of all people that get married wind up in divorce. And I have a hunch to thinking that the other 50% would like to get divorced. But, because I'm a Catholic, and the three things a Catholic doesn't do is divorce, suicide, and abortion. Well, that's why I hung in there for 12 years. And thank God my wife dumped me, because it was like having a cancer removed. But they walk around, strut around, and think that their life story is the New Testament. Like they're going to talk about my brother, who's never been arrested or kept after school. Please. They're just jealous. Macho Man's a hard guy not to be jealous of. Fortunately, his brother is very well adjusted.
What are your thoughts on the death of Elizabeth and the way it's been handled in the media?
Well, give me an example of how do you think it was handled in the media, and then I'll respond to it.
Well, do you agree with what Vince McMahon did with Lex Luger as far as,
What did he do?
He did the confidential piece where they actually aired the phone call that Lex made to 911.
Well,
And what's Randy and your family think about the entire incident?
okay, that's about 4 questions, and I needed to know all of them. Now I'm okay for an answer. Very delicate subject matter. But I don't think it's wrong if you have a TV show called Confidential. If people are going to live so carelessly as they put poisons into their body, what's wrong with Vince McMahon making his TV show a little bit more interesting? And the fans are interested because they do sell a lot more at National Enquirers than they do the New York Times. I'm just saying, why shouldn't, if they have access to it and it's called freedom of the press, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't blame Vince McMahon for showing this, and it might do somebody some good. Somebody might just look at this story and say, perhaps I shouldn't take Soma and drink vodka. I mean, duh, that's what's happening to almost everybody on the list of dead wrestlers. They're all taking pills and liquor. They don't mix. First of all, I don't think you should take pills or liquor, but you should never take pills and liquor. I mean, one's bad, the other's bad, but together it's poison and it's deadly. Can't somebody get the idea? Let's just learn from that. I mean, people are living very recklessly. And sometimes it's pain pills, Percodan, and all this stuff, these words. Merck had to, I know this is not time sensitive. People will be buying or not buying this interview into the future, but you've always got these companies like Merck and Pfizer that are withdrawing their drugs because they have horrible side effects.
Did your family at all talk to Lex? Did you or your brother talk
I
to Lex
haven't
after?
I haven't seen him. Nobody's seen Lex. We did send lots of flowers and cards, and we didn't go to Frankfort, Kentucky, where the funeral was, but we sent our sympathy to the family. And on Randy's website, he expressed his sadness over the shocking. Nobody blames Lex Luger for what happened to Elizabeth, if that's where you're going.
Right.
I've been talking too long.
Okay.
No, I'm okay. But that's why I'm having a little trouble. I'm not crying or getting emotional. I'm just, it's been a long day. Okay, but no, nobody blames Lex Luger because we believe that everybody's responsible for what they put into their own bodies. And whoever self-poisoned himself or herself is the person who is responsible for themselves. I mean, once we reach the age of 18 and 21, we're responsible for what we put into our bodies. No, nobody thinks that Lex Luger did anything to Elizabeth. It was a tragedy. Let's leave it that way. I mean, whatever happiness they gave each other, I hope it was something nice. It was a horrible ending. Let's learn from it and let's move on.